Early in the morning.
What's going on, the people there? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and we are back with another video for you today. As you can see from the title, we are talking about an 8-year-old girl and her father have both been shot while in their car by an assailant who has already been arrested. Now, not only was a man and his daughter in the car, what I believe to be his girlfriend and their other child, a 2-year-old baby, was also in the car but unharmed. Now, this is just another day in London. There's nothing to even talk about here. I can't even give you an opinion here. I sound like a broken record, guys. I'm going over the same things every single day, and it's just so sad and so disappointing. But let's just get straight into this video, guys. I'm not going to bore you. Like the video for me. Let's get it out there. Press the subscribe button if you're new. Press the bell to be notified. Last week's Patreon video was all about MK Ultra. You definitely want to sign up for that one. If you don't know what MK Ultra is, it's a real eye-opener about how the elites are using mind control on all of us, the masses. And this weekend's video is going to be about pedophilia and the sex tourist industry. So yeah, two big topics that you may not know too much about, but head over to Patreon. So as you can see here, it says a man arrested after 8-year-old girl shot in car. A 22-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of attempted M after a double shooting into a car which left an 8-year-old girl and her father with serious injuries. They were both taken to hospital following the shooting in Ladbroke Grove at 5:30 on Sunday and remain in serious but stable condition. Both victims sustained serious gunshot injuries. The girl is currently in surgery while her father, 34, has potentially life-changing injuries. Her 2-year-old sibling and their mother, 32, were also in the car but were thankfully unharmed. Apparently, according to the superintendent, the investigation is progressing at a good pace and they're looking to hear from anyone with information about what happened, no matter how insignificant. An eyewitness who was visiting her mother in the area says she saw a man shooting multiple times during the incident. I was literally coming out of the exit to my mum's block of flats, and as I was going out, I saw a guy shooting into the car multiple times, the woman said. He was firing directly, like at close range, as if you're standing to open a door. They were shooting directly into it, she continued. I was completely in shock. I just ran back upstairs because I was really scared. Then I looked and heard screaming afterwards, and then people coming out to call the police. She added, I've noticed in the last several years it has become a lot more unsafe for people around here. Now, before I carry on, let's talk about this, right? Obviously, we've got 2 people who have been hit in a shooting. One of them, probably the most likely intended target, was the dad, but then we've got collateral damage in the car with his family. Now, first things first, let's address the shooter here. These shooters, yeah, 22 years old. A 22-year-old shooter with his life ahead of him decided, by the looks of it on his own, to go up close to the car and shoot inside the car. So it's clear as day he has attempted to kill this person. He's gone up close and personal and shot into the car. It's not a drive-by, he's walked him down. Now, this isn't like where I'm staying right now, for example, in Thailand. Tinted windows are everywhere. Most cars have tinted windows, right? This ain't like that. In England, we don't have tinted windows. If you got tinted windows, you get your car spun by the feds immediately. So this shooter, yeah, he would have seen that there was people in the car and he didn't care. This says everything you need to know about the culture in the country, the culture in gangs, the culture in criminality, organized crime. I mean, not when I say organized crime, I don't mean that organized. This guy's just a bum level street don probably, but as in like deep the mentality. He's seen his target. For I'm not gonna wait until he's on his own. This is the best moment to catch him. He's lacking, he's in the car. I don't care if he's with a child in the next door seat. I don't care if I've seen a woman enter the car and a 2-year-old baby. I don't care. That says everything you need to know about this man's mentality, and this guy needs to be locked up for life. You know, them ones there. He'll get out. He'll probably get like a 15 years, come out in, I don't know, maybe 7.5 or 10 or something. But people like this, with no regard to human life, they need to be locked up, bro. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the family of people involved in things like this. Now, I don't know what happened here, what the motive is, but it's clear that the intended target was probably the man, right? It doesn't look like mistaken identity. I mean, it could be, I don't know, it could be, but the intended target probably is the man, right? So when you're involved in things like this, you can't be walking around willy-nilly with your family. Now, it's one thing for a woman to even be with someone like this, and I'm looking at the women who think this lifestyle's cool, by the way. I've actually got friends, and I've got one in particular. If she ever sees this video, she knows I'm talking to her, who seems to love this lifestyle, gets attracted to this kind of lifestyle. But nah. And I said to her, it's all fun and games. You dating a drug dealer and someone else in the streets, it's all fun and games until the police come booting off the door when you're sleeping and you've got a nice family with him. or ops come running in the crib and put a gun to your head and frog march you outside for money, which has happened to one of my other friends. Yeah, so it's like, it's all fun and games until this shit happens to you. It's not fun. This life is not fun. It's not fun for the man them in it. It's not fun for the girls trying to hold them down. It's not fun. It's not fun for the kids involved. It is not fun. Let's go back to the victim. If you are involved in this type of stuff, yeah, you can't be walking around willy-nilly with your family like this. I'm sorry, you can't. Me as Cam, I'm a civilian. I can walk where I want. My friends, civilians, they can walk where they want. Whoever, if you are not involved in beef or violence, you can walk where you want. But when you operate in the streets, you have to play by different rules. You can't just go to the barbers. You can't just go to the local barbers willy-nilly. If you do, you can't be lacking. You have to go to barbers in different ends. You can't just go to your local shop for milk and juice and cereal for your kid. You can't do all that. You have to operate on a different timeline. So you can't just be going out willy-nilly with your family and putting him in danger like this. Now, I'm not saying it's his fault for getting shot, but at the same time, if you're the intended target, you got to have your wits about you. You can't be putting your your wife or your girlfriend and your kids in danger of this, especially with how stupid and how dumb and how rubbish these shooters are. How many people get shot every day? Like, bro, I've done just go back to my YouTube videos. I've done videos on drill rappers, T-scams, shooting women and children from funerals. I've spoken about poor kids getting stabbed and killed. Who remembers the East London shooting that involved like the Turks and someone else or whatever it was, like some Turkish beef? A girl got shot then. Like, you can't even be a little girl and be safe anymore in London without running the risk of potentially getting shot. A man who lives on the road told BBC it was a nightmare situation to hear that a young girl was injured. It's really sad. I hope that she's in a better condition and that she gets well soon, he said. It should not happen. This is a very lively area. There's never any kind of trouble, but you never know. It can be problematic sometimes. One woman who was visiting a friend nearby described it as a terrible incident, and she said she was in shock. I used to live around this area and it always seemed relatively normal and a nice area, so it's really disturbing. Another woman whose son attends a nearby school said, I don't see why this happens in this particular area. It's kind of peaceful and everybody's friendly. Obviously, if something affects little children, I think it just shouldn't happen. I really wonder why. And then, can we prevent it? We can prevent it, but what are the MPs doing about it? What are the politicians doing about it? Fuck all. Have a look at this. Joe Powell, MP for Kensington and Bayswater, said he was appalled by the shooting. He said, these senseless acts of violence have no place on our streets. I know residents and local community will be rightly concerned for their safety after several recent incidents in the neighborhood. We must work together to prevent these horrific crimes from happening and hold these responsible to account. Guys, if I had a penny, forget a pound, if I had one measly penny for every bullshit politician when they say, this violence doesn't belong on our streets, this doesn't belong in our community, the people shouldn't have to, I would be a flipping gajillionaire, bro. Not a millionaire, not a billionaire, not a trillionaire. I'm making up next numbers. I'll be a gajillionaire, bro. Because all of them say the same shit. It's from the same hymn sheet. Oh, there's been a stabbing and a kid's been involved. Oh, there's been a shooting and a kid's been involved. Oh, let's go to paragraph 1, section B. Oh yeah, this violence doesn't belong on our streets. Then they just put it back and carry on going about their day. They do nothing about it. Nothing. I'm so gutted to hear this. I pray for the speedy recovery of this 8-year-old. Obviously, I pray for the speedy recovery for the other victim, her father, as well. But lessons must be learned here, guys. They survived, but lessons must be learned here. I don't believe this was a random attack. Obviously, I'm speculating. I don't know any more than you. I'm speculating, but I can't imagine the fact that he went up close and personal, straight to the window and blasted inside. I can't imagine that be... I think it's personal, clearly, for whatever reason. Gang-related, personal beef, whatever the reason is. If you know you're involved in this stuff, you can't be lacking like this. Especially with, as I said, with how stupid these guys are. They can't even shoot straight. The amount of kids that have been shot who clearly aren't the target, it's embarrassing. They're just shooting up in the air and shooting left, right, and center. They're probably closing their eyes when they shoot and doing all this sideways gangster business. They don't know how to shoot. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I pray for the speedy recovery. Let me know your thoughts. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Stay vigilant. Peace.